So in this video I wanted to talk to you about tailstocks. Tailstock is located on the far right side of any lathe, typically. So we're going to first start with, we're going to talk about the different parts of the tailstock, and then we're going to actually put in a live center and a drill chuck, and we're going to drill some on this part. So the different parts are, you got your knob here on the back. This works the cylindrical tube that will extend from the tailstock. The first lever I'm going to show you is this one right here. This one's going to lock that cylindrical tube down, so you can no longer spin it now. This will be used mainly if you're using the live center. The next one is, this is the actual tailstock lock. You see right now you can move it forward and back. We'll want it to lock it down when we go to drill or even use that same live center. So inside of this cylindrical tube right here, we have what they call a Morris taper. The Morris taper, you're going to find tools that have that same exact taper on them. When you go ahead to install them, you'll just push them in, spin them till that tab lines up, and then it's pretty much locked in there. You'll see that it's very difficult to get out. It's just a pressure fit is all it is. To remove a tool, all you need to do is make sure that you got your lock released and go all the way back, and then it'll push it right out. Okay? So a few of the tools we're going to just point out really quick are, you got your drill chuck and you have your live center. You can also have a non-spinning center, which is called a center usually. What the difference is this centerpiece actually spins, is on bearings. So what I'm going to do now is we're going to go ahead, hook up the chuck in here. We're going to center drill out the piece, and then we're going to put the live center on, and we're going to go through that process. Okay? So first thing we're going to do, put that drill chuck in here. We're going to go and just put a firm press on it, make sure it's not going to fall out on us. We're going to take our center drill. Center drills are typically used if you're going to just start any drilling process. You want to start with a center drill. They're really light and just sturdy, so that way they won't deflect. It's really what you want to use. So we're going to go and tighten this on. We're going to make sure we're unlocked here. Next thing you want to make sure you do is you kind of easily push it back towards the part. People will slam them forward and break the drill bits quite a bit. So we want to just get close, lock it down. We're going to go ahead and flip on our lathe. We're going to add a little bit of oil to our drill bit, or our center drill. And we're just going to start feeding it in using that knob. We're just going to get close. We're going to, you can see it's just going to start eating away. With any drill bit, you just want to kind of consistently add oil to it, just that way you don't burn it up. With this one, we're just trying to create a little bit of a divot, that way that live center can sit in it. So we're going to take a look at it. A little bit more. Alright. There we go. So let's flip it off, take a look at that. So we can see we just got a little bit of a divot. So we're going to go ahead and back this tool all the way out. We're going to put our live center back in. We're in for the first time. Again, just put a nice firm push on it. We're going to go ahead and loosen that lock up, get a little bit closer, lock it down. We're going to apply a little bit of oil to the front of this live center, just that way in case it slips it doesn't grind into our live center. Go ahead and press it up, and I just want to put a little bit of pressure, maybe just a couple, hand tight really, and we're going to lock down our live center. Now when we flip it on, so your chuck should be spinning. That lets you know that it's actually live center and things are rotating correctly. If it's making any growling or possibly shrieking noises, you either have it too loose, the bearing might be seized up, or you need to put oil on it. Typically you'll see this if you're working with like brass. I notice it a lot with brass, or some smaller objects. So the reason you might use a tailstock is you don't want to have too much extending outside of these chuck jaws. Every inch you go out further, the more deflection or possibly chattering you're going to have. So the typical rule of thumb is no more than 4 times the diameter of the single part that you're working with. I would say as another general rule of thumb, because as you get to bigger parts, obviously that multiplier can become quite large. So no more than 6 inches outside of this chuck, and you need to get a tailstock put on there. So next I want to go over just a little bit more drilling with the drill chuck. So what we'll do, we're just going to back this off, slide it out of the way, and we're going to go ahead and pull. Oops. We're going to go and swap back to the other chuck. So let me grab that up here. So we're going to remove that center drill because we've already center drilled our part. And we're just going to put a drill bit in here really fast. All right. We're going to get a little bit closer. Careful, don't slam it into the part. I'm going to put some oil on it. And we're going to bump up to, let's go to, I don't know, 490-ish. Let's go in and flip it on. Okay, so now anytime you're drilling, you want to make sure that you're kind of watching what that drill is doing. If it's starting to deflect, or the chips are starting to decolor, or maybe become blued, or something like that, or you're seeing a lot of smoke come off, you need to stop, slow down, maybe change your feed rate a little bit. But this is pretty much just how you do it. Just feed it in really slow. You'll notice that you might see some vibrating or something like that. Maybe you need to stop, retighten down your chuck. But that's pretty much how you use the tailstock.